Chinaman here, and today I'm going to talk about the difference between identical or supposedly identical pieces of china that are either made in England or made in China. Several of the English manufacturers have moved their plants to China in recent years. These pieces are from Spode. This is called Winter's Eve, and it's in the blue. They also had a red, or what some people call a cranberry. These particular pieces, one is English and one isn't. This one is made in China, and I just bought this off eBay, but it was described as a made in England piece. In fact, the back stamp was different than the one that is shown here. I believe the person had a set of them, didn't know the difference, and took a picture of one, happened to be an English one. Of course, I wanted that one, so I bought it. And they'd sold the others. It was their last one, and I got one of the ones, or maybe the only one, that was made in China. So I'm going to open this up here, and we're going to take a look at it. I'm going to show you some differences and ways you can identify that, yes, it is China. I didn't even have to take it out of the bag. I knew immediately this was a piece from China. First of all, the back stamp. And now you probably can't see this on there, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to read it to you. It says, "Dishwasher safe, Spode, Winter's Eve, copyright 2007, A8, S3755, microwave safe." That's your first indication and your most important indication that this is not an English piece. Did you hear me say made in England? Never was on there. Let's take a look at the other back stamp. Dishwasher safe, Spode, made in England. Okay, that's the important part. Winter's Eve, S7755-A6, microwave safe. So basically the same back stamp. The number was slightly different also, but same back stamp except missing the made in England on the more modern piece. This particular pattern, Winter's Eve, was only made for a few years, but the last couple years of its production was made in China, and so there are some of these out there. If you notice also, and the following is not something you can take for granted as far as it's always going to be this way, but if you notice the rim, look how short the section of white is compared to the England one, and all the English pieces I've ever bought had the larger rim like this. I've never seen an English piece with a short white rim like this one. And also the colors, and I don't know if you can see it from there, but the one from China just isn't as crisp and clear. There is a difference in the level of detail with how the pattern was applied. Another thing that you can look at is if you turn them over, for some reason, and I do not know the reason for this, the pieces that are made in China are not as crisp of a white as the pieces made in England. They almost have a grayish tinge to them on the back, whereas the English pieces are nice, beautiful white. I noticed this on some blue Italian pieces I saw not too long ago that were for sale that were made in China. And they had this same darkness about them, and I thought, well, it doesn't look as nice as the blue Italian I've seen that has the nice, crisp white backing. So again, some people say it's just a name. It's just where it's made. It's the same plate. It's not the same plate. Now, there are manufacturers who have done very well with this and not lost a lot of the quality control like you can see in this case. Royal Albert has done several pieces in Indonesia and China. In fact, I believe all of their items are made there now. And some of the, especially early Indonesian pieces, were very, very nice. The early China pieces at the same time were not. So it really depends. But really, when you're buying English China, you really want English China. Now, a note positive about Spode before we go. Spode recently had some of its patterns acquired by another English company, and they have started making some patterns such as blue Italian back in England again. So if you go order new blue Italian pieces, there's a decent chance you'll get English ones. Most of the serving pieces are not being made in England. For blue Italian, I know that the creamer and the sugar and I believe the teapot are being made in England, but most of the other serving pieces are still being made in China. If you like this video, please press the like button below and subscribe to get more updates. This is a new channel, but I'm going to be putting up lots of different videos about fine china, specifically from England and Europe in general. Have a Merry Christmas.